out strong, even though the team Greg around him wasn't very good. But then everything, including Bryant, fell to pieces.
And when you're a competitor, the way this guy is a competitor, you can't stand to lose. So you push your body to the limit to avoid that. But what happens at age 36 when you've got the kind of miles that Kobe Bryant has, you know, you just can't go it alone. That's why Kobe lasted only 35 games.
Now a chance, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. The starting five on the floor. So on the floor for Cleveland. Down low, it's Love and Mozgov. Filling out the wings, it's Shumpert and LeBron. And it's Irving in at the point. Here's Irving. Roy Hibbert picking up that last basket. Irving drives in, and it's sent back by Russell. Shot's good by Kobe.
Great hustle to turn the block shot into a fast break hoop. That's a big-time play. You know, you go back to Kobe Bryant. He pushed himself so hard last season, though his points per game average was up. Field goal percentage was the worst of his career. I just felt he had a better chance to score than anyone else on the team. It's real hard to argue that he was wrong about that.
Well, the first thought from the D there was to protect the rim, so good idea to take the three in transition.
Irving against Russell. Irving kicks to LeBron. Good, and the assist goes to Irving.
And guys, you know Kobe Bryant, words can't describe what he's meant to his team, really to the league and the game of basketball. You just wonder when he's finally going to say, you know what, I've done all I can do. That's enough. Retirement's been hinted at, but until I see it, knowing how competitive Kobe is, I just won't believe it.
Kobe getting it done. Just a gorgeous shot that time.
Cleveland's gone 1 of 2 from long range in the first quarter. Russell against Irving. Love outside. With some arc. Well, last season would be one where Kevin Love played a different role, so his numbers declined, but that was, I think, especially with LeBron and Kyrie, much better players than he ever had in Minnesota. That was to be expected.
It's a great point, Kevin. And Love dropped about 10 points per game in terms of his output. The field goal percentage as well as three-point percentage was down, but still, he traded it all to be on a winning team. And I really feel like his numbers will start to go up as he makes the adjustment to playing with great players.
Good point. The basket counts and one. He'll go to the line with a chance to make it a three-point play. Los Angeles shooting their first free throw of the game.
And talking about last season, this team hit just 74% of their free throws.
So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
And the thing about LeBron James, he's really done a nice job of reshaping his game over the years. I mean, every veteran goes through losing a little speed and quickness. The great ones compensate by getting stronger and more physically imposing, not to mention also their basketball IQ grows as well, just as has been the case for LeBron.
Talking about the strength of LeBron now, we saw Michael Jordan do this too. They paid a lot of attention to the body as they got older, and thus they became more sculpted. They looked more physical.
Exactly. Leaned up and altered their games a bit. Not nearly as high flying, but just as potent and as effective.
Young kicks to gone here in the first quarter. And it's Young. That time on the assist by Williams. Young's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. And finished off by Bass.
Tell you what, he can do a lot more damage to that rim than that when he wants to.
And you know, Clark, with the lead they're enjoying, I'm surprised he didn't put a little something extra on that one.
Me too.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm glad he didn't, because otherwise we probably have a 45-minute delay here. He shattered the backboard.
A shot by Clarkson, no good. The Cavaliers trail by 7. Outside Irving. Pass to LeBron. We've got 1:55 left in the first quarter.
And that's such solid, fundamental basketball on display right there, guys.
You talk about it all the time, Greg. Yeah, great use of the pick to set up the dunk.
And guys, it was a terrific understanding between teammates that made that possible. They really did read each other well there.
And the replay, of course, presented by Kia. What a play. Clark, another milestone for Kobe Bryant last season. He reached 30,000 points and 6,000 assists, and no one else has ever done that.
Well, it's rare that you see scores of that volume reach an assist total that high, but I think it speaks to Kobe's passing ability, which is undervalued and overshadowed at times.
Thompson, he's checked in for the Cavaliers. And Shumpert kicks to Irving. Well, wide open look for Love. Rebounded by Clarkson.
And even though he missed that, you have to take those shots when you get the opportunity.
Exactly. They don't come much better or easier than that. Taking it to the rack with power right there.
And hammering down with the two-handed slam.
Just piling on the lead with the dunk like that.
And so here's Cleveland after the basket by Los Angeles. And the basket is good. Got it to go through on the contact, so a free throw coming up. A great opportunity for a three-point play.
And Kobe Bean Bryant, the only 30,000 point scorer to go along with 6,000 assists. You know, LeBron might be the next in line to join Kobe in that category.
Now here's Bass. Now here's Bryant. The rebound by Kevin Love. They can go 2 for 1.
It's about being smart right now.
Irving drives in. Here's Thompson. There's the killer two-handed slam.
You know, there are a lot of bigger power forwards than him in the NBA, but very few that rise up like he can.
And for Kobe, people have always joked that he's a ball hog and only looks to score. Well, he's the only guy in the history of the league right now with 30,000 points to go along with 6,000 assists. So obviously gifted as a playmaker as well.
LeBron against Kobe. Now James. 6 points for him. From deep three-point range, and the release was before the buzzer, but it's off target. No shortage of scoring here. together after a long and illustrious career.
There's just a lot more practice time. And when
Glenn, one of the most successful American coaches in European basketball history, Clark, has done a great job in his first season with the Cavaliers in the NBA, but nothing he did overseas certainly can compare to this.
And, you know, that's why, Kevin, people always talk about it in terms of being a marathon and not a sprint. There's nothing that compares to the NBA grind. Nothing is comparable to it.
All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a moment here to take a look at some of the hustle stats for the Lakers.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots, a key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
They also came out of the locker room with their running shoes on. I mean, their transition game has been full throttle.
On the court for Cleveland, the forwards are LeBron and Thompson. Williams is out there with J.R. Smith, and it's Verjao in at center, locking down the middle. Bryant passes to Russell. Pulls from the top of the key, and Bryant gets it to go. Bryant's got 13.
Guys, his consistency in terms of shooting has really helped them seize control. Hey guys, the Lakers last season were just a completely different team after Kobe's injury. Not so much in results, but just in how they played on the floor. They actually fared better without Kobe than most thought they would. You know, it was a bit of a roller coaster year for Mo Williams. I mean, he had that 50-point breakout game, but then later traded away to the Hornets.
Timeout called the Lakers. Well, and of course, Mo Williams, Clark, shipped to the Hornets for their playoff push and helped out there.
I thought overall, Kevin, Mo had a really strong year given his age. Probably his most productive season since his early 20s.
Bass with the screen. Bryant tries in. Count that as his 7th field goal in 10 tries. He's shooting a very good 70%.
Well, I tell you what, he's having one of those days where if he takes it, he makes it.
LeBron dishes to Verjao, and he gets it to go. Verjao's got his first 2 points.
Boy, you got to love that assist by LeBron.
Here's Kobe. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Well, you go back last season, the Cavs had a very slow start to the year. Not surprising. They have a lot of new faces and people they're bringing together. Clark, it didn't look like the powerhouse they would end up being as we saw.
Well, you know, they were kind of fumbling and bumbling around in the 5th and 6th spots in the East for the first half of the season. Made some changes, though, through trade, and that got them going, I think.
And the Lakers making a change here. Randall's checked in. Not watching the line there. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Well, that's not been a typical possession for them in this first half. You know, for the most part, they've been pretty smart with the ball.
It's Verjao, high post. He's against Hibbert. LeBron drives in. Shot is off. So Los Angeles will take it the other way. Russell kicks to Bryant. Good, and the assist goes to Russell. Russell's got 3 assists in the game. The Cavaliers trail by 6.
And those mid-season trades for the Cavs really turned things around. Mozgov came in, J.R. Smith and Shumpert secured that 2 spot, gave this team an incredible edge defensively.
Boy, they are passing the ball very crisply right now.
They really are, and their last 3 buckets have come by way of an assist.
And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
Yeah, and you know, they built the roster to how they played best mid-season. I mean, it was a great job, I think, by the front office to get the players that fit best into the locker room and into the team style of play.
Here in the second quarter, about 3 minutes played. Williams passes to James. No one near him. The Lakers with the rebound.
He's got to be disappointed with himself on that one. He has got to knock those down.
Kobe with it, picked up by Thompson. Kobe dishes to Hibbert. Good. Hibbert's got his second bucket.
Kobe doing a great job being a playmaker on that one.
And so here's Cleveland. They trail by 6. Williams against Smith. Taken away by Williams. the Lakers on the break. And here we go. And Kobe throws it down hard.
Well, they weren't going to pass up that chance to get out and run following the steal.
They better not. I mean, they've got to pad their lead anytime an opportunity presents itself, and that was a golden.
Smith kicks to Verjao, puts it up from 12. Hibbert pulls it in.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
The defensive backboard has been controlled. They have not allowed a lot of second chances. It's been about one and done for the most part, and I'm not talking about leaving college.
Yeah, I know you're not. That's a bunch of good rebounding taking place there, boy.
Williams passes to LeBron. The shot will not go, and the Lakers take it the other way. And one feels bad for the way Julius Randle's career started. I was there that night, first game of the season, 7th pick out of Kentucky in the 2014 draft. Suited up for one game, broke his right leg 14 minutes in. And the guy that comforted him the most, I recall very vividly, Kobe Bryant stayed with him the entire time when he was really in shock on the floor.
He was, and unfortunately, for so many reasons. For one, he had really been progressing in the Summer League, and the Lakers obviously had high hopes for him. And when he went down, that was the start of the rest of the ship kind of going down with him.
Here's Verjao. That's tipped, and he's able to get it back. Picked by Verjao. LeBron dishes to Verjao. And up the floor again for the Lakers, running the court. Kobe, no luck.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Williams with a clean look. A three-pointer, no good.
Boy, even though he missed, you can't give up that kind of a look very often.
Better to be lucky than good sometimes. Fortunately, they didn't get burned on that one.
Punches it down with pop.
Rubs it in. It looks like a little deeper with the hanging finish.
I tell you what, they're not backing off at all, are they?
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Good. Lakers leading by 6. It's Kobe Bryant on the wing. The pass to Hibbert, stolen by Verjao. Smith kicks to James. 3 seconds left. And that concludes the first half. Lakers lead by 6. And now we'll send it down to Doris Burke, who's standing by courtside.
Gentlemen, I'm over here with Tristan Thompson, and after that first half...
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, folks. Ernie Johnson here along with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. We're going to break down the first half action for you. Some incredible work in this one by Kobe Bryant. He had 25 points, 3 rebounds, and 1 assist. Coming in off a tough game last time out for him, he's clearly turned the page, and it's bouncing back tonight in a big way. And let's get your thoughts, Kenny, on the Lakers.
Well, give them credit for getting out on that fast break. They made a concerted effort to run every time. Not once, not twice, every time, and it paid off in points. I also thought it wore down the defense.
Shaq, how do you think Cleveland played?
I really like how they limited turnovers. You know, they didn't play it too safe. They made some really nice passes. When you can play like this and cut back turnovers, it can add up to over 10, 8, 12, 15, 16 easy points, Ernie.
All right, that is going to...
And it's been a back-and-forth game so far with no ground given through the first half. Third quarter starting here now. You look at Kobe Bryant in this game, I mean, he has been everywhere.
And the thing I noticed most in that first half was his offense. He was not wasteful with his opportunities and also did a great job of converting with the chances he had.
I agree with you, Greg. Judicious shot selection. All of his looks were good looks.
Kobe and Randle, a forward duo. Jordan Clarkson is out there with Russell. And it's Hibbert in at the center. That's Byron Scott's 5 as we get into the second half. Love the pass to Irving. Picked by Mozgov. Cleveland moving it around. On the wing, James. 4 on the shot clock. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. It's going to be on Kobe Bryant.
Well,
LeBron James long considered the greatest player in the league. He's got some competition now, though. Kevin Durant, Anthony Davis, Steph Curry, James Harden, all playing well last year. But for my money, there's no better player in the league than King James.
Here's Bryant. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Well, Clark, you look at LeBron's career averages right now, around 27, 7 and 7. Hard to argue at this time he's not the best player in the league.
Well, you know, he might not always win the MVP award, Kevin, but that doesn't really matter. I think he's the most feared player in the league, and he proved he can carry a team in last season's NBA Finals. Clearly one of the all-time greats.
Yeah, starting the second half nicely there. Love those easy lay-ins to get things going.
Here's Kobe. And, yep, couple bounces, and it falls. Kobe's got the lead up to 10 now for the Lakers.
That makes 3 in a row to start the second half.
And the Cavaliers call time here. On occasions last year, the Lakers were all right on offense. Other times, they were just stagnant. There was just no motion, nothing going on.
That's a great point. And their ball movement could... ISOs last season, and it killed a lot of the flow the team had in the half court.
Nice shot by James.
He got a great read of where that miss was going, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback. You know, for the Lakers, they were okay in the assist department, guys, but they were dead last in the league in secondary assists. That, to me, is indicative of an inefficient offense and also a new stat category.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, over the break, I listened in on David Blatt's huddle. He said their plan was run their offense through LeBron. When coach addressed the guys in the huddle, his message was clear. Quote, he's who we want getting the bulk of the touches. He is who we want making our decisions. Perhaps the rest of the second half will look different after those adjustments, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. Here's Bryant. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And that's how you make a steal count. Turn it into a quick slam at the other end.
It was really a case, it looked like Greg Anthony right there, if I can say so. It was really a case of a great defensive play triggering some instant offense.
Yeah, I remember GA as an irritant. And this guy, much like Greg, creating havoc out there.
And for the Lakers and that secondary assist stat, that just means they aren't making the extra pass, or it means they are holding on to the ball too long. Either way, it hurts the offense.
Out of bounds, Cleveland takes possession.
You know, that's hard to explain that play. I mean, I guess he thought he had more room than he did.
And Los Angeles with some changes. Sacre is checked in for Hibbert. Bass comes in for Julius Randle. And Nick Young is subbed in for Russell. A switch here also for Cleveland. Jefferson's checked in. Here's Shumpert. Yes, and it's Irving picking up the assist. And that's now 6 points for Amon Shumpert. Kobe dishes to Sacre. Feeds it to Clarkson. From deep. Kobe, no luck.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Shumpert against Bryant. Here's Mozgov. Here's Love, and that's good. A nice job in the glass as they pick up 2 on the second effort.
That's the kind of aggressive and assertive play they need as we get closer and closer to crunch time.
You're right, Clark. Just continue to pound it in the paint and get those easy points inside.
Here's Shumpert, and he banks in the layup. Now just a 3-point Laker lead.
That is such good work to make this a one-possession game. Terrific steal to get it all started.
And it's one thing to get the steal, but to so alertly turn it into a transition opportunity, even better.
Mozgov with the steal. Shumpert with it, picked up by Bryant. And Shumpert kicks to Irving. the bucket. Good. Irving's got 5 points so far.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They keep getting in the paint and keep scoring points. Keep it going.
Not a lot you can do as a defense when they keep getting the ball in the paint like this.
Jefferson against Bryant. Throws it down. If the official calls the foul, it may be a three-point play. That one on Love.
Solid on the one-hand throw down there.
You know, Clark, what tight ball game like this, he's the guy they want with the ball.
Yep.
Yeah, and one reason why I just don't know that I've ever seen him miss a play like that.
Matthew Dellavedova has checked in for Shumpert.
Moscow, guys, was specifically sought after by his coach, Dave Blatt. Remember, Moscow was a favorite of his from when Blatt coached the Russian national team.
For Los Angeles, they've gone 5 of 7 from the field in the third quarter. Let's see if they can keep it up.
Now, this is why the breakaway rim was invented. For plays just like that.
Well, he almost brought the whole thing down, Clark, by hanging on that long.
Yeah, he did.
I tell you what, though, great dunk, and this is even a better game we got going on right now.
Here's Dellavedova, defended by Young. Screen by Jefferson. Kobe with the steal. All going up court. Rejected. Now, here is Irving. He's covered by Clarkson. Back to Irving. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Dellavedova. And that's now 7 points for Kyrie Irving.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And now they decide to foul intentionally.
Really no idea why you're fouling in a situation like that. You know, maybe there's some bad blood between those two.
Yeah, but that's no excuse for that kind of foul. I mean, that might be an explanation for it, but certainly doesn't justify it. And even then, it's just not a good play.
Williams, he's checked in for the Lakers. Tristan Thompson, he's checked in for Cleveland. Smith comes in for Jefferson. This is to Kobe, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas.
And here's Irving. He's got 7. Misses from close range.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Lakers ahead, up by 3. And coming up as soon as we return from break, the fourth quarter gets underway. All right, we welcome you back to what's been a hard-fought battle. Fourth quarter should be good.